This full moon in Libra is a vulnerable letting go of codependency or any unhealthy relationship dynamics that are being made clear now and you're ready to move on from so you can focus on your own priorities. So if you're excited to get into what we can expect from this full moon in Libra, make sure that you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you are always up to date with what the stars have in store for you. If you're new, hi, I'm Maren. I'm an astrologer, and if you want a reading with me or you want access to my courses or anything else, I have links down below for you to check out. First, we're going to get into the meaning and the overall energy of this full moon, and then we will get into what it means for each of the signs. So this full moon is happening on April 13th, 2025 at 5:22 p.m. Pacific time. So for most people, it's going to be in the evening in the US, and then it'll be going into the morning of the 14th for other parts of the world. So full moons are when the sun is opposite the moon, which means that the sun is in Aries and the moon is in Libra. Full moons are the high point of a lunar cycle, and they show when something is ending or coming to a climax and a full point. This can show a falling out between people and breakup, or it can show like a party or something positive happening that's an ending. So it can go both ways depending on your chart. With a full moon in Libra, Libra is a sign that generally deals with interpersonal dynamics and social dynamics between people. So with an ending in Libra, it's going to probably involve people in your life, even if it's not necessarily your romantic relationship at hand. This is happening at 23 degrees of Aries and Libra, which makes it the last decan or last third of each sign. And the last decan of Libra is associated with the Four of Swords, which is technically ruled by Jupiter. And this card generally represents a truce or backing away from a fight. When this card comes out, it's usually like you're not fighting, you do not want to, have this overall ordeal. You are removing yourself from the situation and you are choosing to like withdraw rather than fight or pursue something. So with that activated under this full moon, it's not going to be uncommon for people to be leaving, I don't want to say like abusive, that's a big word, but like unhealthy dynamics or general places in their life that feel unhealthy and relationships that do not feel like they're suited for that person anymore. The sun is then in the third decan of Aries, which is associated with the Four of Wands. And this card is about like a celebration or an initial win on the path to bigger wins. So this is kind of showing that like, you're doing the right thing here. You are literally making a decision here that is a win and you're choosing yourself and it's a big deal, but it's the first step on a long road of choosing yourself or doing the right thing for yourself here. The sun is almost exactly conjunct Chiron in Aries. So I don't talk about Chiron all that much, but Chiron is important when it is in a close conjunction as it is here. So if you don't know the myth of Chiron, you can look it up. I'm not going to talk about it here, but it goes on to symbolize Chiron as an energy of insecurity, vulnerability, or being triggered because you are insecure about something. It's usually something that we are either lacking, not too good at, or we were shamed about early on that leads us to be awfully sensitive about that as we are an adult. Okay, hi Pablo. Was Pablo in the video this whole fucking time? I didn't even know. Hello, Pablo. Hi, Pablo. Pablo is a Leo. Or wait, no, you're Cancer with a Leo moon. Or maybe the other way. Maybe you're Leo with a Cancer moon. I need to check. I think you're a Cancer with a Leo moon. Makes sense. You were so cute, Pablo. So with the sun highlighting Chiron here, the sun conjunct Chiron, it is emphasizing vulnerability. It is emphasizing being triggered, and it is emphasizing something that you're insecure about being something that leads you to make the right decision here. Or I don't want to say the right decision, but leads you to making the decision that you do. So if you were in a relationship or depending on someone or involved with someone in any way, romantic, friendship, business-wise, just like a random dynamic in your life, because you were insecure or you felt as if you were lacking something, this is probably showing that you're like, I feel needy about this, but I'm not gonna subject myself to this treatment anymore. So it's kind of like highlighting where you realize you were giving up yourself, or you realize where you were opening yourself up to energy that you didn't need to, and you were then deciding that you're going to choose yourself, even if it means you're insecure about this, and even if it means you feel alone. You're like, I gotta exit this dynamic. Mercury is recently direct, which shows that communication and moving forward with logistical plans is likely to be easier. Although Mercury direct, it's not moving that quickly yet. So be aware that things are coming to light, that things are becoming more apparent and communication is improving, but it's not quite all the way back to normal yet. Venus during this is going to be conjunct Saturn and the North Node in Pisces. And this is actually the day that Venus is stationing direct, which I should have mentioned much earlier on. But Venus stationing direct this day is very, very important for showing that like your values and what you've been reconsidering, this is the enactment of that. This is like the new priorities, the new self-value, the new consideration of what you really want to prioritize here. Like you have realized what value you hold and what you want to value. So I'm using the word value a lot because of Venus. This is showing this is like the first instance of you putting forth these new boundaries and priorities here. But Venus is going to be conjunct Saturn and the North Node in Pisces, showing that you are choosing a very mature, very responsible, very adult way of handling this, and you were extremely convicted in it. That you are choosing the serious option, you are choosing the very responsible option here, you're being very, very serious about it, and you are fully dedicated to that. It's a very intense decision. This full moon is within 4 degrees of squaring Mars in Cancer, so there is a little bit of conflict or emotional frustration here, but it's not a particularly difficult decision. It's not one that is super closely afflicted here. It's sensitive and emotional more than it is conflict-oriented or difficult or painful. It's emotional. So maybe it's painful. I would say that it's vulnerable. It's not necessarily the most difficult decision. So if you're being really fucking mistreated, it doesn't make it any easier when you have to let go, but it makes it clearer that you need to let go, basically. So don't be surprised if you are like, I'm done with the bullshit. I am done. I'm ready to clear out of this, and it's made apparent under this full moon. So if you are already having some feelings or thoughts about this full moon, let me know in the comments below, and let's go ahead and get into what this means for each of the rising signs. This is based on ascendant or rising sign, not sun sign, which I have a whole video, several videos on why you need to be reading and watching for your rising sign. So if you're an Aries rising, this is happening in your 7th house of committed serious relationships, aka if anyone's going to be having a breakup or leaving some kind of abusive, unhealthy situation, it's going to be Aries risings. So this shows an ending of a committed serious relationship in your life. Now, this could be non-romantic, it could be legal, it could be a best friend, but it shows leaving some intense, unhealthy, close relationship in your life. Taurus risings, this is in your 6th house of coworkers or physical health. So a lot of you are probably going to be either leaving coworker related situations that are unhealthy and not okay, or firing people if you are running and managing a team, firing people that aren't okay. Or it could be that you are letting go of something that is detrimental and just not great for your physical health. That could be something happening too. For Gemini risings, this is in your 5th house of dating or creativity. So a lot of you are probably going to be letting go of a dating dynamic that is just not really for you and not healthy, and you feel like is a waste of time or not up your kind of priorities and not really your thing. Or you could be letting go of a creative project because it feels like it's a waste of time or not really what you honestly want to commit to. For Cancer risings, this is in your 4th house of home or family. You could be leaving a living situation that is not positive and not supportive. You could also be ending something with your family because it's not what you feel okay about or what you are passionate about being involved in. If you are a Leo rising, this is in your 3rd house of communication, day-to-day routine, and productivity. You could be ending something because you feel like it is not okay in terms of being productive, like it's too demanding, it is asking too much of your energy, and it's way too much on your plate. You could also be ending something with siblings or acquaintances that you feel like is a dynamic that you're not a fan of. If you are a Virgo rising, this is in your 2nd house of income. Sorry, I'm petting Pablo. He's purring very loudly, very cute down here. If you're a Virgo rising, it's in your 2nd house of income. So you're probably going to be letting go of an income stream or way of making money that you feel like is not healthy or not okay in your life anymore. If you are a Libra rising, this is happening in your 1st house of self. So you are likely going to be letting go of something that is an identity, a physical attribute that you were like styling yourself with, something that is personally part of your personality, your character, your persona, letting go of that because you want to clear out or not be associated with that kind of adjective anymore. If you are a Scorpio rising, it's in your 12th house of mental health. This can show that you are letting go of something that is affecting your mental health. You could be letting go of a bad habit, an addiction, a behavior that you feel like just isn't really supportive of your mental health and you want to let go of that. If you are a Sagittarius rising, this is in your 11th house of networking, friends, and groups. You could be separating from or letting go of a group of people, an organization, kind of a friend gathering because you feel as if you are not being treated well. If you are a Capricorn rising like me, this is in our 10th house of career. So we're probably leaving a work or employment dynamic that feels unhealthy or like it is not really what our best interest is associated with. If you are an Aquarius rising, this is in your 9th house of foreign travel or higher education. This can show that you are either leaving a country abroad, leaving a trip because you feel as if it's not aligned or working out, or it could be that you are leaving or changing education plans because you feel as if there's something going wrong there or something you're done with. And if you are a Pisces rising, this is in your 8th house of finances and investments. You're probably selling off or getting rid of some kind of asset or connection to someone else financially that you feel like is either malicious, taking advantage of of you, unhealthy, or just a waste of your time. The tarot card that we have here for this full moon is the Chariot. So when the Chariot comes up, it's usually about what is your vehicle or like your manner in which you're getting from point A to point B. This is a card that's associated with Cancer, and it's generally about what is the structure and the foundation and the manner in which you are supporting yourself to get from point A to point B. What is taking you from where you are now to where you want to be? And I think this is kind of showing that like you are now focusing on how to bridge that gap of where you are and where you want to be. And you are focusing on that rather than staying in what's comfortable but not in your best interest. So if you enjoyed this and you want to see more of these videos, please do all the things like subscribe. It all helps. I hope that this full moon is liberating for you and not too difficult. And I hope that you all are not suffering in Venus retrograde too much right now. So yeah, take care and I will see you in the next one.